What is good, guys? I'm Dave, and in this video we're talking about what's probably Denver's most anticipated burger spot of 2021. It's Lucys Burger Bar on Tennyson. Before it opened, Lucys Burger Bar was pretty much featured in anything that covered the Denver restaurant scene, and they also made some pretty provocative and fun social media posts which added to the anticipation. In general, a lot of people also love hamburgers and melted cheese, so there's some built-in anticipation there as well. Lucys Burger Bar does authentic Juicy Lucys, a Minneapolis-style burger that's stuffed with cheese, and the cheese gets lava hot and super melty while it cooks inside your burger. If you watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives or other Food Network type shows, or maybe you're just from Minneapolis, chances are you're already familiar with the Juicy Lucy. This is not the only Juicy Lucy being served in Denver, but Lucys Burger Bar is absolutely coming for that crown to try and serve up the best one in town. The wait is finally over and Lucys is now open for business, serving up burgers pretty much all day, so let's hop right into the video and show you Lucys Burger Bar. Inside, Lucys Burger Bar feels like a really cool, comfortable neighborhood spot. It's not upscale, it's not big, but it's just a super comfortable place to go and get some food with some friends. It feels like it's been there for a while, and in a good way. It doesn't feel at all sterile or like it wasn't already part of the neighborhood. There are about 15 bar seats and a handful of tables that can seat about 4 people, so this is not a place to go with a big group, but it is a great place to go to get really good Juicy Lucys. Also, quick baby note, if you have a kid like we do, they have a couple of high chairs, so if you are coming there with your baby, they'll have a spot to sit as well. If you've ever been to nearby Post Oak Barbecue, which is one of my favorite barbecue places in the city, Lucys Burger Bar is about half the size, and it still totally works. From pretty much anywhere in the restaurant, you can look into the kitchen and see the staff cooking up your burgers, and the smaller setting makes it kind of comfortable and fun to chat with the staff and anyone who might be working that day. It's just a comfortable place to be, and I'm pretty sure that's the vibe that they were going for. They're planning to be open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., so this could be a late night food spot or maybe even a second dinner spot if you're up in the Berkeley, kind of Tennyson area. During its first week or so, Lucys was selling out of its burgers on pretty much a daily basis, so we made sure to get there for a late lunch to be 100% sure that we would get something. I'm sure a lot of this was just first week growing pains, but especially if you're coming from further away to go check out Lucys, make sure to follow them on Instagram. They generally make a post or post on their story when they're sold out for burgers for the day, but hopefully that's something that doesn't happen too much going forward. Now let's talk about the burgers themselves. Chances are if you're coming here for the Juicy Lucy, and they're really good. There are other kind of simple burgers and other options on the menu, but that's kind of like going to a gyro place and ordering chicken fingers, and not that many people do that. And I know there are probably some really great gyro shops that also serve amazing chicken fingers, but you know what I mean. When you order your Juicy Lucy, you can get it with pickles and grilled or raw onions, and I really don't think you can go wrong here. This isn't the kind of place where you can load up your burger with unlimited or unusual toppings. They keep it pretty simple, and you know a burger is pretty good when it's that good as is. I'm normally someone who would just pile on all the toppings on my burger, and I really loved my Juicy Lucy at Lucys. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like or share it with that friend who you know you're taking to Lucys. Now back to the video. Once your burger comes out, it comes out with a little sticker that warns you, as Uncle Jesse's evil cousin Stavros once said on Full House, the cheese is hot. Because the cheese is lava hot on the inside of your burger, you'll want to be very, very careful with those first few bites. I would even recommend letting your burger rest there for maybe a minute or two after it comes to your table. Because once you bite into your burger, there's a very good chance that the cheese is going to come oozing out of your burger with all of the heat in the world, and you want that to be a controlled experience. If you dive right into your Juicy Lucy, you're going to pay for it. Don't say I didn't warn you. Your server will let you know, but this is my big reminder. They're not doing this as a gimmick. They're doing it to protect your mouth. And I actually think that that slower eating pace that allows your cheese to cool down to a reasonable level is one of the fun parts of eating here. The burger itself isn't huge, but you eat it a lot slower, so it's kind of forcing that mindful eating thing that a lot of people are doing right now. The experience of eating a Juicy Lucy is just something that kind of creates conversation on its own, which is why I think this is kind of a fun, casual date spot. If you and your date can go to a place like this and not make jokes about cheese that oozes out of your burger as soon as you bite into it, you're a lot more mature than I am. And this perfect blend of temperature, burger, and cheese is what Lucys does really well. You can make Juicy Lucys at home on a cast iron pan, but it's just hard to get that temperature and that texture right. Personally, I loved my Juicy Lucy here. It's a memorably good, simple burger that's also unique at the same time. Some haters say that a Juicy Lucy is just a cheeseburger, but I've had what's been called the best cheeseburger in the United States at Au Cheval in Chicago, and technically that's just a cheeseburger. So really, I think that something can be just a cheeseburger and just be really good, and this is one that's served up in a place that has good vibes all around. And that's something about Lucy's Burger Bar that I really loved. The service was super friendly, and they're all about equality, and they're not afraid to show it. It's a women-owned business, and they support other companies that are run by people of color, people in the LGBTQ community, and companies that support animals and the environment, and that's all pretty cool. I love that their company mission statement is available for anyone to read, and that added some feel-good to my taste-good meal. I have to also mention that the whole staff was super accommodating and friendly to us and our baby, who was eating goldfish and throwing pretzels all over the place in their brand new restaurant. And while I got to chat with the owner Michelle while I was there, what she doesn't know is that I actually totaled my car about 30 minutes before going to Lucy's. We were physically okay, so we went home, switched cars, and went back up to Lucy's to try and salvage the day. The laid-back vibes and good-natured everything at Lucy's was pretty much everything that we needed to turn that day around and make sure that the whole day didn't go into the toilet. So thank you guys so much. I know that you have no idea that that happened, that I said goodbye to my 15-year-old Honda Civic that day, but I appreciate you guys very much. So if you're having a bad day, Lucy's is the kind of place that can help turn that around. Now, one thing that people have mentioned with Lucy's Burger Bar is the cost of their Juicy Lucy. It's $14, and I fully recognize that that's more money than a lot of people would want to pay at a casual burger spot. So I decided to do some research. There are two places in Minneapolis that claim to have created the Juicy Lucy: Matt's Bar and the 5-8 Club. At the 5-8 Club, a Juicy Lucy costs between $12 to $15 depending on what you get on it. And at Matt's Bar, a Juicy Lucy costs $8.75. And at the popular Blue Door Pub, another place that serves Juicy Lucys, they're around $11 to $12. So when you think of Lucy's location on Tennyson and compare that with the costs of the original Juicy Lucys in Minneapolis, it's actually not that far off. And I fully recognize that we're talking about handmade burgers here, which are probably easier to source than something like lobster that has to be flown into Denver. But a lobster roll at Main Shack in the Highlands is $28. A lobster roll at the Clam Shack in New England is $26. We somehow live in a world where a McDonald's extra value meal can cost you over $10, and food is just generally expensive. I miss those days of $2.99 extra value meals too. Personally, I love getting some of this Minneapolis local flavor in Denver for roughly the same price that I've been okay paying at Bad Daddy's for years. That being said, if you're one of those people who thinks that Five Guys and Shake Shack are too expensive, and they do get a little bit pricey, you'll probably feel the same way about Lucy's Burger Bar, but I do think that the burgers are really memorably good. So if you've been looking for a new place to check out, or you live in the Berkeley neighborhood, now you know that Lucy's Burger Bar is up and running. It's one of the most anticipated burgers in Denver in 2021. Even though Juicy Lucys are Minneapolis favorites, I'm pretty sure that you'll feel right at home getting one in Denver. Since you've made it this far, please give this video a like or share with that friend that you know has been dying to check out Lucy's. I make videos all the time about new places opening up in Denver and would love for you to check those out as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy your Juicy Lucy at Lucy's Burger Bar.